I'm Chris Dorsey from the Justice Enforcement League. We're out here. We're out here to tell everyone that the institutions that control the United States government were behind the attacks of September 11th, 2001, and we are using the research compiled by many groups, including the San Diego Citizens Grand Jury, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Bowman, Splitting the Sky, aka John Boncourt, Wayne Madsen, Sibel Edmonds, writings in the Rock Creek Free Press, Alex Jones / Infowars, Scott Creighton, aka Willie Loman, Paul Craig Roberts. We could go on and on. I apologize for leaving anybody out, but we're all on the same team.
I did when Ron called.
We're going to read indictments from the San Diego Citizens Grand Jury regarding the people who evidence shows were behind the attacks of September 11, 2001. And we're going to start in the order given by the San Diego Citizens Grand Jury, and then we're going to add a few others that are compiled from other sources. Number one is Rudy Giuliani, mayor of New York City on 9/11/01. Jerome Hauer, managing director of Kroll Incorporated and senior advisor to U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services for National Security and Office of Management on 9/11/01. Former director of Mayor Rudy Giuliani's Office of Emergency Management. Thank you, Philip.
See you.
I'll talk to you soon. Thomas Picard, acting director of the FBI from June 25, 2001 to September 4, 2001. Michael Cherkowski, chief executive officer of Kroll Incorporated on 9/11/01, former investigator in Manhattan District Attorney's Office, CEO of Marsh & McLellan Insurance Firm. George W. Bush. Larry Silverstein, CEO of Silverstein Properties, primary leaseholder of the World Trade Center Twin Towers, and developer of the third skyscraper that disintegrated into its own footprint in Lower Manhattan on 9/11/01, World Trade Building number 7. Dick Cheney. Donald Rumsfeld. Marvin Bush, brother of George W. Bush, son of George H.W. Bush, member of Board of Directors of Securicom, a firm entrusted with security for the Twin Towers from 1996 to 2000. Wirt Walker, cousin of Bush's, CEO of Securicom, later Stratesec from 1999 to 2003. Richard Myers, acting chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Richard Eberhart, Ralph Eberhart, commander of North American Aerospace Command, NORAD, on 9/11/2001. L. Paul Bremer, executive with Marsh & McLellan, chairman of the U.S. Congress National Commission on Terrorism, 1999 to 2000. Ambassador at Large for Counterterrorism from 1986 to 1989, Presidential Envoy to Iraq and Administrator of the Coalition Provisional Authority in Iraq. Peter G. Peterson, CEO of the Blackstone Group, parent corporation of one of 3 leaseholders for World Trade Center 7 on 9/11/01. Also chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, Council on Foreign Relations, 9/11/2001. David Rockefeller, prime builder of the Twin Towers and all the World Trade Center complex, chairman of the Downtown Lower Manhattan Association, CEO of Chase Manhattan Bank from 61 to 81, chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations from 70 to 85. Maurice Greenberg, CEO of American International Group, AIG. On 9/11, AIG, the leading U.S.-based insurance organization and the largest underwriter of commercial and industrial insurance in the United States. According to its website, in February 2000, AIG, also a major shareholder in Marsh & McLellan, whose CEO on 9/11 01 was Maurice Greenberg's son, Jeffrey, a major investor in the Blackstone Group and the leading investor in Kroll Incorporated, which became a subsidiary of Marsh & McLellan in 2002. Now we've added to this list from the San Diego Citizens Grand Jury, we have added additional names. And I am finding these names right now as we speak. We'll begin with Philip Zelikow. He was the director of the 9/11 Commission report. That, in our opinion, makes him one of the lead perpetrators of the criminal cover-up of the events of September 11th, 2001. Also, Condi Rice, John Ashcroft, Alan Greenspan, Ben Bernanke, the officers and presidents of the Federal Reserve Bank, the regional banks, and also Robert Mueller, director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations, George Tenet, director of the Central Intelligence Agency under George Bush. And now we're going to read out the 38 corporations that Federal Reserve Bank investigator William Bergman was fired for questioning and compiling evidence of short selling against these corporations, and also was fired for investigating the increase in currency between July 2001 and September 2001. These were the corporations that were being investigated for profiting from the attacks of